Alright, what is up guys? Today, as promised, I'm going to do a video on the process of taking our garage and transforming it into a gym. The first part might not be applicable to everyone, but I'm going to cover it real quick. When we first bought the house, the garage was not finished, meaning there was no drywall in here, no insulation. So the first step was to insulate it, which I had a buddy of mine come over help. Ethan would cut the insulation and I would hang it in between the studs, which went super fast, and grateful that I had his help. The second step was to hang the drywall. If you've ever done that before, you know what I'm talking about. That shit sucks. If you're lucky enough to have a home that already has drywall hanging, you're good to go. All you have to do is paint. So when we first moved in, we repainted every single room in the house. So painting the garage wasn't that big of a deal to me, but it is a lot of wall to cover. And the last step was to hang trim around the baseboards and then the ceiling, where the ceiling and the wall meets. So if you have any questions about that, I would definitely use other YouTube videos, because that's what I did, and it got me through the entire process of finishing a garage. I went ahead and installed these doors right here. Our washing and drying machines are in here, and I just didn't want myself or for clients who are over for personal training to see those. And then I also built a whole storage shelf system over here. I just hung these blackout curtains to hide everything behind it. My goal when I'm training clients is for them to feel like they're in a commercial gym, not in someone's garage, as much as I can. All right, a step that I highly recommend if you live in the South or up north where the temperatures during the summertime or the wintertime get pretty extreme is to insulate your garage door. The amount of heat and cold air that goes through your garage door and into the garage is unbearable sometimes. So what I did was I went to Lowe's, and they have these insulation kits. They look kind of like bubble wrap with tinfoil over it, and then you just buy the aluminum tape with it. This stuff works really well. It's probably 40 degrees outside, and it's a nice 62, 63 degrees in here. So as far as climate control, I highly recommend insulating your garage door. So as far as lighting in your garage, it's completely up to you. My hope was to find a kit for the hexagon lights that you see in super nice garages or the newer huge commercial gyms. But those are outrageously expensive and hard to install. So what I did was I just went to Walmart and found these linkable LED bars. I think they were about $15 a piece. So all in all, $60, and it took maybe 2 hours to hang them myself and link them all together. I got lucky in this situation. We had some family friends who were getting rid of some wall mirrors during renovations, and they were just going to throw them away. But we got to talking, and I was able to pick them up. So I have 2 long mirrors in front of the dumbbell rack, and then the biggest one I put in front of the squat rack, so you can see all the way from your toes all the way up to your head if you're doing a pull-up. It's been a while since I checked, but last time I looked online, mirrors that are of this size are pretty expensive. So it might be wise to check on Facebook Marketplace or in your neighborhood for anyone who's doing a remodel of their home and trying to get rid of their mirrors. When it comes to selecting the flooring for your garage, I highly recommend checking out garage gym reviews on YouTube or on Facebook, because when I was doing this, it seemed pretty clear that everyone recommended the Tractor Supply horse stall mats, and that's what I went with. We have a Tractor Supply not too far away from us, and I made sure they had enough mats because I wanted to cover every inch of the garage in these stall mats because I like that uniform look. When I bought all of them, I think they were around $50 a piece, and I had to buy 24 of them, so that was probably one of the more expensive things that I had to buy for a garage gym. In the seams where the 2 mats meet, I did not like having the gap because on some mats it might have been a little bit larger than others. So what I did was I just used Gorilla Tape and covered the seams just so everything has the same appearance. We're at a kind of a weird angle here, but an entertainment center for your garage gym is completely up to you. I like having something in here for music or for watching TV while I'm doing cardio, but it is not a necessity for your garage gym. Down below, I added 4 baskets for clients that come over. One has like rollers, a massage gun, it's got some hand towels, cleaning supplies, and the other one's for camera stuff. But I had an old TV from when we moved, and this was the perfect spot for it. And I had an old soundbar system and subwoofer, so I just stuck it in here. It sounds great, gets the job done. When I was living in my bachelor pad, I had a beer cooler that I now have turned into a protein and electrolyte cooler because I don't need to have a cooler that's designated for beer only. So if you take anything away from today's video, is this: buy your cardio equipment on Facebook Marketplace. So many people go out and buy brand new pieces of equipment for $800, $1,000, use it 10 times, and it just sits and collects dust in their home until they want to sell it and get rid of it. Within 2 days, I was able to acquire all 3 pieces. The first one was the elliptical. It's a little bit different from the typical elliptical that goes front to back. This one's more of a up. It's more like a stepping motion. My girlfriend and I both use the stair climbers at gyms, but with the lower ceiling in here, it's just not possible to stick a full size, $2,000 piece of equipment in here. So this is an alternative and it works pretty well. I lucked out with the treadmill. I found a lady who was getting rid of hers and she asked for $100 and I said, perfect, I'll come pick it up tomorrow. And then lastly is a spin bike. So I just wanted to have all 3 variations of cardio that I can do. All in all, I think I spent $150 on the elliptical, $100 on the treadmill, and an additional $150 on the spin bike. So not that much money at all. Moving on to the squat rack. I did a lot of research before purchasing a half rack because I wasn't sure if I wanted a full power rack or a wall mounted rack, or what I ended up doing was finding something in between. So I got a half rack. It's Grind Fitness. You can find it on Amazon. I think they're going for like $600 right now. But I purchased this one because it's heavy duty. It comes with some attachments like the landmine, some dip bars that you can attach to it, and it came with enough height for pull-ups without, really having to kick your legs up while you do it. In addition to a squat rack, plates are just as important. I decided to go with bumper plates. I got a brand called Papa Babe on Amazon as well. They came in packages. The one that I went with came with the 45-pound plates, the 25-pound plates, and then the 10-pound plates. So I kind of think the 35-pound plate is a little unnecessary, especially when I only have 3 pegs on each side. And then as far as a barbell, I'm not super picky other than making sure it has good knurling and doesn't flex a ton. I know some people swear by certain brands like the Rogue Echo bar, but I'm building a garage gym on somewhat of a budget, so I found one on Amazon as well. When it comes to choosing the right type of dumbbell, if you're just going to be working out by yourself, it might be smart for you to get the adjustable dumbbells if you're trying to not take up as much space. But since I am going to be personal training, I want to make sure clients don't feel like they have to tiptoe around their dumbbells. A lot of the adjustable dumbbells come with a warranty, but if you drop them and you break them, that warranty is void, and they're like $800. So I decided to go with the Hex dumbbells. I found a pretty good deal on Walmart for a set from 5 pounds up to 50. Beware of Walmart shipping of their dumbbells, because when the FedEx lady showed up, I made sure I was here so I could help her, but they were a mess. Some of the dumbbells were out of the package completely. The boxes were torn. The dumbbells are fine. They're heavy duty. They're made to be thrown around, but I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that Walmart not be the best at shipping dumbbells. I went ahead and got a Deltec fitness rack for the dumbbells. It's on Amazon and it's a pretty good price, and it holds for 5 pounds all the way up to 100 pounds, which I plan on adding to the dumbbells eventually. After the 50-pound mark, dumbbells increase in price, so my plan is to buy sets individually and build up. So one piece of equipment that I wish I had saved a little bit more money on and got something nicer was the lat pull down machine. I went with a brand on Amazon called GDLF, I believe, and it was $170. Half of the reviews were 5 stars and the other half was 1 star. So I took a leap of faith and I got this one. It does the job fine because it is plate loaded and it has the 2-inch adapters for the plates that I have. You can definitely tell this is a home gym quality type of material. I went ahead and bought some additional wide grip lat pull down attachments, as well as your typical gym rowing attachment. Some things to note are the 2-inch adapters. They come off, so you have to use a clamp for the weights and then a clamp for the attachment as well. Additionally, the foot plate for this machine is super flimsy. I can't use it because it just flexes too much, so I put my feet on this outside, but you can see that moves a whole lot, so just keep that in mind. I pretty consistently lubricate the pulleys and the cables on this machine, as well as my cable crossover machine that I'll cover in a minute, but I want to make sure that everything is lubricated properly for clients and for myself. Make sure that everything is working as it should. Alright, next on the list are the benches. For the flat bench, I got an Amazon Basics bench. Does the job just fine. It's heavy duty enough. The bench that I wish I had spent a little bit more money on, and I think I will eventually upgrade it to, is the adjustable bench. It looks nice from the side, but as you can see, it's super lightweight. It was pretty easy to put together, but I did have to go back and read the weight limit on it because I want to make sure when you have a full-size person with a lot of weight on it, it's not going to break. I think it's a 500-pound limit, and I know eventually we're going to have to upgrade to something a little bit heavier duty. So for another cable machine that you might want to purchase is some type of a cable crossover machine. There are a lot of variants of the style. I went with the biggest one you could get. I appreciate being able to do chest flies, cable crossovers, and then also be able to do your tricep push downs as well as your curls, whatever you need to do. Some machines are wall mounted and they only come with 2 cables right here, so there's not a whole lot you can do if you want to do a full body workout. This is a Titan Fitness cable crossover machine. The quality on it is great. The only downside was the instructions. I spent half the time assembling this thing and then having to take stuff apart and redo it because the instructions are so vague, or they just completely missed a step. I'm pretty sure they did not include the last half of the assembly portion. Titan Fitness, you can do a little bit better on that. Alright, lastly are a few smaller pieces that I've acquired. Curl bar, and then the smaller plates as well. I went with the same brand as my bumper plates. Papa Babe comes with a set of 10s, 5s, and 2.5s. So I got 4, 4, and 2. And then I have all the attachments back here for the cable machines. I want this gym to have a commercial feel to it, so I wanted to make sure I had all the pieces that you would typically find, especially when it comes to cable machines. So I got the triangle, the straight bar, the curved bar, the rope, the single handles, the ankle attachments, whatever you typically find at a gym. Additionally, I got some pretty sick battle ropes over there, a yoga ball, some yoga mats or stuff on the ground, jump ropes, resistance bands, pull-up bands. So those are a few of the extra pieces that I have. And then I got this rack on Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks from someone selling it. It works, it does the job. So in the future, I do plan on buying a couple more pieces. I have found some hack squat and leg press combo machines that I've had my eye on, as well as a leg extension and leg curl combo, and then a preacher curl bench and a Roman chair for back extensions. So those are going to be coming pretty soon. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I'm more than willing to help people who are trying to do this to their garage gym. So if they need a little bit of guidance or assistance, let me know. If you've made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you watching the video. Please like it and then subscribe to the channel. Hope to be putting some more content out soon. See you guys.